mic so we can pick up if they're going to talk about anything, so we can pick up what they're saying.
Have the what?
Go to the mic.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
We have two different things. We have the finance and we have this, but we can get you copies of work. These are just like draft. This is just
Kim, who's going to kind of lead this? What's Kim? Okay.
She's going to lead it, but like I said, I made a spreadsheet map that you guys will the list.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want me to go on?
It'd be better if she was up there, wouldn't it, Tom, or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it is better.
You know you have 3 minutes.
That's fine. I don't know if you want me to lead on this or Kenny, because this is Kenny's work too. So.
Will you give us an overview and then we'll put Kenny on the stand?
Okay.
You have to be sworn in.
I don't know what my title is right now.
One second.
Okay, for the record, Kim Chavez. I don't know what my title is right now. So a couple years back, Kenny and I, we recruited some citizens from around town to come with us and do an assessment, ADA assessment of all our buildings. And so after we done the ADA assessment, we came up with a potential master plan for the fairgrounds. And so what I passed out was just Kenny kind of jotted down what we had talked about meeting. And I don't know if you want me to all go through and read what we have here for the public, because I didn't pass out this to everybody. For the security system, these are all just estimates. We haven't really got any bids, but security system, $20,000. Grandstand renovation, $30,000. For the north wall, we want to remodel that for $15,000. The sink and we want a stove in there, but the sinks in the bathroom need to be ADA approved. They're not right now. So that would be, if they say ADA, that would be our priority. The plumbing, $3,500, electrical, $5,000, a new heater, $10,000 hall. So we took the old tables and chairs and put them in the event center, and so the new ones are in the hall. So for the park renovations, we have picnic tables. I'd like to get some ADA picnic tables in there. We have picnic tables that are old and wearing, and so that's $7,000. Landscaping around the park, $2,000. We'd like to pave around the playground, and that's estimated at $15,000. And the reason we want to pave around is for ADA. We also want to do ADA playground equipment and ADA flooring so the wheelchairs can have access to the playground equipment. And that's at $20,000.
So are we gonna use that plastic?
Yes, Kenny had
Okay. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself.
he quoted, he brought this quote up online, playfall playground safety surface terracotta, pallets of 80 tiles, and the total amount, it's gonna take 320 tiles, and the estimated amount, 8,396.
That would, where would that go in the park?
He just got this today, so we would put it in the park, yes. That's what we want to make sure that we have a little bit of ADA equipment. And right now, is it wood pellets that are out there or mulch? So the wheelchairs can't get in there. So we want to take that all out and put this stuff in there.
Okay, so that would be in the ADA playground equipment?
That would be in addition to this. He just got this to me
Okay,
today.
so how much was that?
8,396. So then the outside arena, we need to remodel the announcer booth at 15,000. New arena lights, I think we've done this already. That's 15,000. I don't know what the actual cost was on that, but that's been completed. 88 awning, I'm not sure what that is.
The awning
For the wheelchair?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the grandstands, we have a little area that's wheelchair accessible. We want to expand that out, make it bigger so that we can fit more than one wheelchair in there and a couple of chairs for people that are with the wheelchair bound, and also put an awning over it so that they don't get wet in the inclement weather.
So what about that place where they were going now? Is that where you're talking or?
Yeah, expanding it.
Yeah, because it's small. It's very small. One wheelchair fits. It's like where the grandstands are. It's right in the center, and it comes out, and it's kind of barred off with poles, and so we were that's the designated handicap ramp because you can get there through underneath, but we want to widen it out and make it bigger.
Okay, so we need to put in ADA parking then, right?
There is ADA parking there.
Behind that, okay.
Yep. We have all the ADA parkings that we were supposed to have.
Now, would it be convenient to have, like, from there to the fence of the arena was asphalted before, and then the weeds, and it's been broken up over the years.
That's possible.
Would that be ADA compliant if we were to resurface that and more accessibility for?
Yep.
I don't know what it costs, but I think maybe in the master plan, a 5-year plan,
Right. We
down
can
the road,
look
we can
into
address
that.
that, because that would probably bring more ADA folks to our venues,
Right.
events.
And then so the event center, we move on to the event center, some of you call it the expo. We have paving for 25,000. We have some paving that was done around there, but we'd like to do more. The 4-H barn, a lot of these projects were already finished. Lights, outlets, and electrical, 20,000. I believe that was completed. I'm not sure what a hog wash bay costs or what it even is. An exhaust fan, I didn't have a price for that. Remodel the restrooms. I believe that has been done. The restrooms haven't been done? No? Okay. Ramp for the handicap and then ramp for the animals. And so that was in the original plan that we were asked to come up with a couple of years ago. So if we have different things, we're open to suggestions, any deletions or additions, whatever you all want.
I'd like to see in the future for the expo center, maybe some sort of drip system, watering, so our big heavy trucks don't go in there and compact the dirt, because I think that's one of our issues when there's fully loaded water. Some sort of spray mist system, so that when the maintenance goes and works the track or the ground, that it doesn't keep getting more and more compact.
Even what else would be nice to have in there is heating and cooling, and I know that's a lot to ask for, but a lot of the people rent that place in the winter, and it's cold in there.
I don't think you can ever use that until you do have heat and air conditioning in there to its full advantage, but I don't know whether it'll ever pay off. I don't know whether if you put $20,000 to put heating and cooling in there.
Then you got to ask the price to rent it out, right?
Yeah.
Well, we can use lottery funds as part of that as well, so, what is designated for to help communities do exactly that.
It'd be nice to have heat in there, and air conditioning,
I agree. And also possibly a kitchen of some sort.
Well, we wanted to put a stove and a sink into the north hall, That'd be a great idea in the event center as well. But if we needed to use it on call as a shelter or anything like that, we have the showers and then we don't have any place to cook. We needed to house some firefighters in there or something at one point.
And you want that in the North Hall?
Yeah.
Does the roof on the expo center still leak? Only when it rains. And the insulation's all been put back up?
No, except for the center part. Yeah, I think that maybe we can include that, maybe looking at addressing the air conditioning and heating. If we're gonna do it, might as well do it right.
Right, and we can put it on our plan and hope to have, Christie says maybe if we start showing them that we're using the money, maybe they'll start giving us more money.
Exactly.
It would increase it, yeah.
I know this probably goes against what we're trying to do there, but Phil, is there anything you could use that building for?
Yes, just give us the key to it, we'll use it. Take it over permanently.
That's it for right now.
The expo.
And on the security, what is the plan there, cameras or? Is that what you're thinking?
Get up into the mic. We can't hear you.
What about the outlets and stuff for party? Have we talked about that?
Go ahead and do your talk about first.
I would think about maybe putting an out going through and stuff like that in the middle of the night. So maybe put some kind of a security code for them.
Program where they change from day to day.
Yeah.
You can have your people have their own, and you can reprogram those pay to play here tonight, kind of like state parks have. If somebody needs to come in and bring a horse for the night, they can make that deposit in there. That way, don't have to worry about brandy. They can be gone in the morning and take off and hand it in. If we put the money in place to do this, I think we can keep generating horses installed, and then you self-pay and that type of thing. But it's going to take time to get it all done. But I think it's sooner than later we can actually start with the signs at least, and people call in and they can get the combination for right now for the gate. But security cameras I think is probably a priority, so we can start keeping our area secure. We've had a lot of break-ins this past year. We've had everybody knows his name, or they tore down. But so, I mean, these facilities are not that bad a shape compared to back when we're at Motel 6 right now. I'd like to get it into to become a Holiday Inn. We can't rent the property out for dollars when they're not worth it. So if we do these improvements, then I think we can generate more revenue out of this. But the security, and then into the electrical that Dean just mentioned, I've talked with Kenny many times, and these two as well. The old rail that was used on the backs for the horse racing is already some sort of infrastructure that's there and set probably in concrete. And maybe we could look at these folks coming for the rodeo.
It's in the arena area?
In the arena area. They're using the facilities for free, and whatever power and water we have is for free. And they pull power from the backside of the barns right now, the stalls next to the expo. I'm sorry, next to the livestock pavilion. And they're not paying the county anything, and they're drawing power days. And I don't want to, for one weekend, it could be $1,500 additional revenue to help offset our electrical
We have to collect tax on that for the state of Colorado.
And we have to collect tax.
Yeah, when they contacted me, they said any rental or campers, we have to collect sales tax.
But that's kind of my pipe dream, and maybe a water spigot here and there so they can fill up.
Possibly even, it wouldn't be hard to do full hookup.
Well, the septic was already looked at a few years ago at the city, and the city, I believe, Mac, I think you written on that they wouldn't cross the highway, or they couldn't get not septic, but actually sewage line.
All of you probably know, you own that line, right?
You just made it, you bought that.
Yes, we do. We own from, well, where it used to be the dirt road, but almost right at the end of the fairgrounds, the north end of the fairgrounds. I don't know how far in and it's, I think, the big line. I know, like, people past us have asked for permission to hook look into that stuff. I don't know about it specifically. I can get Bobby over here for one.
Well, we can actually just install some sort of septic where they have a dump station of some sort. It'd have to be a big one, of course, but those are some of the ideas that I'd like to see out there. And go ahead, Jody.
Have you gentlemen gone out, I know Mr. Loud has, and looked at the Kim Pavilion and their setup? It is amazing. You can get some great ideas, and there's proof that a small community can get great ideas.
I'm always in front of this thing. I mean, Kim is a great setup, and it's just not used for horse events. I mean, there's weddings, dances. They've got a whole area for meetings, a whole kitchen. It's wonderful. I think they have 12 RV hookups for their events, 12 or 18, I think. And it's more like a pedestal type. I mean, it would be worth going out and seeing and getting some ideas.
Is the kitchen like full-fledged? Because I think under health codes you can have like a warming kitchen, and then I think you can have a full-fledged kitchen with
All kinds of events out there. It's one heck of a setup, and they did it correctly, and so it's something that's worth going and seeing ideas.
Jared Tortorelli with TLC contacted me after we installed the station, since he travels all the time doing these little Rich's rodeos,
Yep.
and help us get to that avenue. We may want to think of putting together some sort of advisory group with this to the commissioners to see what the needs are from the people that are actually utilizing the services elsewhere. I mean, because I don't know, this is just what I would think, but the people who use it every day or every month all summer long and travel to these different arenas probably give us a better indication, and maybe even we go up and check out the one in Canada, go up to.
I mean, it's in our county. It's just a short ride, but
You
it's
just have to charter the county plane to go to Wyoming and check out those big ones.
just go up north to the ranch. It's a beautiful facility. It's one heck of, I don't know if you gentlemen have ever been there, but it's one heck of a good arena, but it's also used for hockey, basketball, you name it. It's a beautiful facility up north, right off I-25.
And you know, and the improvements we have been doing to the livestock pavilion, thought was brought into my mind in some discussions out there of building a new one, new and improved, where we don't have the infrastructure problems, and then awarding that facility there to Mr. Northcamp for Road Bridge. Also, another idea for the master plan of my eyes would be building another park with the cooker and like we have now. So we can, instead of just everybody fighting for the weekend for one, there's probably a demand if we have, because we got the land there. Why not utilize more of our facilities to rent it out?
Well, and with hopefully Raton possibly picking up a racing license.
I won't hold my breath on that.
I know, but the opportunities are out there. If it does come to light, one time Trinidad was a training facility, and you had a lot of money and a lot of people running horses here, trying to test them before they hauled them over the hill. We have an asset that's halfway there.
So I'm glad to see that we've started this process, but now we do need a long-term plan. And we need for it to see what our monies are available.
That's what it shows you. That shows you our beginning fund balance for 18. Shows you what we've spent so far as of last week.
7,000.
Well, I just kind of,
But you'll see that the TAP grant is pending, so you want to make sure you don't spend those funds, because I don't know if you're going to use it or not part of the TAP grant for the bike trail. So I left that in there.
36.
Yes, okay, because that's been kind of carrying over a couple of years on the TAP grant, so I'd like to leave those funds in there.
Won't open that guys?
No, but I've left those funds in there, but so that's what I'm showing. But we only budgeted to spend 190 for this year. We want to make sure not go over that. But then here's 19, 20, 21, and 22. You can tell me which is priority on this list that you want actually done on 18, 19, 20.
well,
And then you can actually put those in there and kind of start following that direction.
The ADA and the security adds up to about 110. In my mind, those are the things we need to get done first.
yeah.
So we could, what do we got left in this year to spend?
Well, we said 190, but I budgeted 237,000. okay? But we said 190, but I budgeted 237,000.
And that's keeping the
Because,
tap
because the
funds.
37,005 is for the TAP grant, so I budgeted 200,000. To where we can do 200,000, I'm saying if that's something you want to throw in there and hit budget.
We've spent about 90.
107.
We've spent 107 right now, as of last week.
So if we did another 90,000, then we'd probably be on budget. Or we wouldn't deplete that fund.
We don't want to deplete it.
Otherwise, deplete it.
We don't want to deplete it, but that's where we're going to start looking at 19, 20. Like I said, I've only estimated 50,000 because that's what lottery gives us every year. And then maybe they see that we're upgrading, then we'll get more funds.
Do we have any conversation with lottery regarding that? Has that happened elsewhere, or is it just?
No, it's just, I'm just saying, because, you know, as you can see, what we've accumulated, 300,000, but we haven't actually spent it. We also have to remember that we're going to, if we hire a coordinator out there, we're going to pay them salary from
Right.
just for this year, but it depends if we find an employee. That's an if. If we're going to find an employee to be the coordinator of the fairgrounds.
When you say that we need, well, I mean, if we possibly spend more, we might be able to fill the market, and might be able to receive more from lotteries, so
I'm just hoping.
Annually, we spend all the lottery monies, and what you're saying is to spend more, we actually spend more county monies, and then pursue additional lottery monies.
It's not a match. It's not a match grant. It's 100% grant from lottery. So, like I said, we haven't spent that much. That's why it's accumulated to 300,000.
Okay, so we haven't spent the 50,000 to begin with.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. We've just been accumulating it. We've just been doing small projects. We bought like mowers, nothing this large.
So, in everybody's estimation, if we have to cut back this year to get done, what do we need first? The ADA or the security?
Both.
Which ADA do we cut back this year? We can do it next year.
Well, because, so to the 4-H farm, I'm not sure what ramp we need for handicap, but since the 4-H fair is
Next year.
over, we can probably do it next year. The outside arena, I would think we should work on the parks and the security system for sure. The sink that I was thinking of is the bathroom sinks. They need to have those levers instead of those push things. They need to have a lever.
That's an easy fix.
That's an easy fix.
Okay, so let's kind of list them here, and then we'll see how much money we've got. So are we saying securities first or ADA first?
As much money as we have lost to theft and vandalism, I would say the security system. That's just my opinion.
Does everybody agree? Is that
Yeah, we've been in a lot this year.
okay? So
The
number
last
one.
3 years has been every June, July, we've been ripped off or vandalized.
Security. Okay, so that leaves us how much, Christine?
Oh, okay. So what are we looking at to finish spending? Because you said 90,000. Yeah, so we're looking at
70
90,000.
more? Okay, so we
Right.
got 70 more if we do 20,000. Okay.
Yes, because if you said, because it's right now it's at 107, so we're going to say 90,000.
Okay, and you think that the sink needs to be there? Is that correct?
Yes. But I don't think that changing out that faucet is going to be
A couple $100
Yeah.
for that. I mean, that's.
and that, so that would be in all the restrooms that we have. I think the restrooms at the event center are already okay. It's the ones in the hall.
Yeah.
On the doors, ADA, to get in there, you guys have one?
I'm not sure if in the North Hall they are, but the Expo Center they are.
In the North Hall, they're not.
In the North Hall,
I don't think there's a button.
so we probably should change those out. Just because everybody uses that North Hall, I mean, so we probably should get
So
that
do
in
you think
compliance.
3,600 left in there for sinks and doors, or is that enough?
Do you think that's enough?
Say what?
3,600 for the sinks and the doors to fix? We can put the stove on the back burner. No pun
Okay, now what do we got left, Christine?
I think the paving,
66.
the playground ADA and the the equipment 88, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and then we have that additional 8,000 for the, I think that should be a
Oh.
priority, is to get all that.
The 8396 that you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
2,900 there.
Which one now?
She hasn't brought, it's not on here, but she talked about it.
It's the flooring for the playground.
Oh, okay. That was $8,000?
86, 83.
Almost 84.
Now we're down to 37.
And we do have to be careful if we're really trying to find a fairgrounds coordinator, so we may want to leave the rest in there for.
Yeah, so that means we have 58,000 left.
Oh, I threw the playground equipment in on that 8,300, so.
Through the
Yes.
equipment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I took the 90,000 and I subtracted out the 20,000, the 3,600, the 8396, and so we have 58,000 left. 58,034 from the 90,000.
So you
Oh.
have the security system, the seat,
Mhm.
the flooring, but you don't have playground equipment.
Oh,
Playground equipment is 20,000.
So how much do you want to save?
so that's 30,000, 38, right?
That's what it's gonna be.
And how much do you want to save for the coordinator?
Well, here we are half a year. So, and is he full-time or is he 20 hours?
He's full-time.
He's full-time, so that's insurance.
1377, it's insurance.
Mm-hmm.
550 a week, pretty much.
Mhm.
1380 an hour.
13 what?
277.
And I think if we get
7,000.
Kenny some help, we can get to the welding done on the hot washes.
17.
Kenny,
So about 20,000 we're gonna need in there for, okay. We're gonna add that for wage for coordinator.
20,000.
We're gonna say about 20,000.
For benefits.
I think it's, yeah, that's plus benefits.
And then how much money we got left?
Well, probably 18,000, right? Or maybe that's just. $18,000.
So if we did the playground, that would be 28, and that's too much, right? But all the rest of this is going to cost us more than what we got in here, I'll bet you.
She has the playground equipment listed, but not the paving around the playground.
yeah, 15 grand.
But there is pavement where
Where the playground
they
is.
can park and get to the
Yes.
sidewalk,
So we could put that,
get to the playground, so I think,
we could put
so that
that
can
on.
actually, I think, be postponed.
Postpone, okay.
So what do we got 40,000 left, how much, what do you want to spend it?
But I would say we should do the, widen that handicap area. If we can.
25, but we've only got 18 left.
Oh, I didn't know supplies, sorry.
How much do you think you're gonna be spending on operating supplies? Because you spend a lot on operating supplies. Do you wanna leave that in there for operating supplies that you actually have to get, little things you have to get here and there?
Yeah, but we're supposed to be getting some rebates back from the,
That's, yeah, I was gonna ask about that, yeah.
yeah.
How soon do you think you're gonna get those, Luis? You don't know?
I haven't talked to Mrs.
Okay.
Sita.
You wanna check on it?
I will. And they haven't started the expo center lights. yet.
Because it has to happen within this year, did you know that?
Yes, yes.
That's the way the lawyer told me, it has to occur in the same year.
I will call her.
Do we have a kind of an idea, rough estimate? What we're gonna get back?
I think they're at about 30%.
What was it, sorry, yeah, I was at it was 16,000 and we were supposed to get back like, what, 10,000 orders back?
Something like that, from just the arena ones. So the other one was a $45,000 deal. So we're thinking about 25 or 30% of that.
Is that, I mean, that's their labor, is in that, but we're not getting a rebate on the labor, we're just on the lights.
On the lights, I don't have that. What was the breakdown on it? Do you remember on the cost of the lights?
They're on here, that's,
No, that's not, because it's all combined.
It's all-
That's just actually, that's the way it
I'll
was.
call Mrs.
Yeah,
John,
because they
I'll
were
work with
here,
you guys
yeah.
next Tuesday.
Yeah, it just says right wing, it doesn't have a breakdown on it.
So we could get back conservatively
$10,000.
Plus 75 to 8,000 on the expo, depending on what the labor breakdown was. I'm figuring 50% on 45, so, or 50, so 25,000 would be maybe expenditures if we got 10% or 20% back on that. 7,500, 8 or 10 on the arena lights, so another 18,000, maybe 20 in rebates.
So that could maybe be his operating supplies.
Sure.
Would that be 20,000 if you had that in there? Okay, so we still got,
We still need like 18.
we still got money to burn.
If I can go back to the ADA equipment, is that removing the existing equipment and bringing in new equipment or expanding the current?
I don't know, do we want to expand it or leave what we have there and put additional?
Remove that brick wall, and then they have to put a concrete slab in it, and then put the tile on top of it. So I don't know how much the concrete will.
Does it make more sense to put that equipment in and then fit the tile around it?
Yeah.
What about the equipment itself? Is it going to replace the slides and everything else that are there, or you going to add to it back to the north?
So to replace the ones in.
So everything is tore out, ADA equipment.
If you're gonna sell the rocking horse deal, I want it.
Yeah.
This come January, when you rock.
Those that we call it, what they use for the skiers to go up.
Well, I think we got a pretty good start here. I'd like to get these numbers broken down a little bit. I mean, maybe that security system. And the Wi-Fi out there, Phil, do you think it's adequate to run our security system? We're gonna have to hardwire.
I took the liberty of contacting CCOM. Thought I saw one of the reps or maybe not. And they weren't real sure if what we have out there would be able to hit those buildings like the events or the expo center, some of those. But I sent the email to the security firm C-IX that CCOM works with, and they're supposed to be getting back with me. So as soon as I hear something from them, I'll forward it to Kenny.
Is that the same company the city uses?
I don't know.
Because there's one, his name is Sam Inframafia from Aguilar. I believe the city hired him for all of their street cameras that they do that ties into their E911, where they monitor that. So maybe that might be an avenue we look at. I can't remember the city would know. But I think he is out of Aguilar area and he's done all their cameras and hardware security and at the police station itself. So that might be an avenue to look at instead of an ADT or something like that. You know, I know downstairs when we did the security camera upgrades this past year, there was a lot of issues with getting them right with the company that was used to do. So maybe we look at another source.
And that's kind of why I touched base with CCOM, because that's what we've got coming in there. They are familiar with this company's work, but y'all get hold of the city and see.
Yeah, I can't remember the word for it. It might, who knows, it might be really expensive too.
Baca Valley does that as well.
Pardon?
Baca Valley does security cameras as well.
Yeah, they do.
They're out of Atlanta.
You know, right there.
Arizona.
So remaining 18,000, where would you want to put it? If we get, let me find out with the rebates before we spend how much we want to have.
Well, I guess I wouldn't even really consider that, just that was money we found in the middle of the road.
So it'd be nice to have a little cushion in there too, so we don't spend it all, and then for the next year, when we get to 58,000, we have an additional 18 sitting there, so we can do a bigger project instead of just be held to 50,000.
So you want to save that 18 in there then?
For now,
Okay.
I would, I mean, that's my
We
opinion.
never know if something more severe is gonna come up also too, so we wanna be a little bit safe and have something, there's some cushion in there.
Well, I think that's a pretty good start, and then we can get some of these narrowed down. I mean, maybe the security system's only 15, so that frees up some. Maybe the sinks and doors are less. I mean, even if it's nothing, that doesn't help you a lot. But playgrounds, I guess, I feel like, so I would say that maybe comes ahead of, I don't know, but those two gotta go together, I think. But we're the ones gonna have to put it in and out, so it seemed to me like if we had those, whatever we're wanting in there permanent, then you know how to lay out your EDA stuff around it. Rather than put it down and then have to take it up and cut a hole in it.
Yeah, we'd coordinate to make sure that the project was all done together.
Yeah.
And if you're looking long-term to perhaps expand the park, I guess, into the infield, is that what you're thinking?
Somewhere in the, by the expo center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for like the livestock thing. The issue we have this year and this every year, they run those chutes all the way from the livestock pavilion through the overhead open arena or open area, and then they shuttle all the animals down there. It'd be much more convenient if they had the livestock pavilion right next to the expo center, somewhere on that north end of the fairgrounds, where they wouldn't have to bring back and forth.
No, maybe I misspoke. I meant the park. You talked about expanding the park
Expanding the park, yes.
into the infield.
Where it's at is making it larger, yeah. I think that's what we were talking about, Kenny, right? And then adding, so two different sets of folks can utilize the park facilities and build a whole new addition to what we have now with the cooker and the overhang and picnic tables.
We need to understand, and you would have to help us on this, Bill, is that we've got big trucks coming in and out of there, so we don't want to get it so big that we can't make that turn without running over the curbs.
That and you've got pavement encompassing that entire existing park, and that's why
That's right, that's true.
when you talk about expanding, you were talking about jumping across that asphalt is to the north and going out to the infield.
There used to be a baseball field there.
But there's potentially conflicts there because
Yeah,
they set up
yeah.
their carnivals and other things there. And if you're just, in addition to that, looking at expanding the playground area, might be a prime opportunity just to, I don't know if there's room out there to move the railing and put your ADA equipment inside a new moved railing and keep the old equipment there. Other kids, I don't know.
Just not even worry about taking out the old one and just put
Just
it
add some new ones.
Add new one.
Yeah, that's not a
Just
bad
push
idea.
the rail back up against the asphalt as far as you can and put AD in there as much as you can with the floor. And you don't run into the expense of removing the old one and having to do something with it.
That's a good idea.
I don't know what the problem is.
Can't have a horse.
You go out there someday and it's gone, you know where it's at.
Speaking of things that are being gone, those two statutes that are out there, we gave them to the family, and they're supposed to be coming within the next week or so, week or two, with felt taker, with a boom truck, with a hoist to get them out of there. So if you see someone taking those statues, that's who it is.
Hopefully one piece.
Like to clear out of there.
Don't you get involved in moving this.
I'm not moving it, and I was going to ask you, if it ends up disappearing, I'm going to give them Lisa's number and they call. They say, no, it wasn't the family.
We did it by resolution, I think, so we're okay.
Okay.
So if we spend 180,000 this year, then that's gonna leave us with, starting with 170,000 beginning fund balance next year.
Plus the 50 on top of
Plus the 50 on top of it. This is a rough estimate, to where we'll start with 170.
And that's a good place to be in.
And that's just rough, because it depends on where we go with here. But just to let you know, that 300,000 is going down, and that's not a lot. So, and then we'll have to decide next year what is priority.
I think another priority too is the grandstands. And for people, if you can't put butts in the seat, you can't collect money for it. That might be a priority for next year, the grandstands, getting the steps, so people can get to seat, and then removing the old lumber, nasty, splintered seats that are there and putting in aluminum benches so that they are easier maintained, painting less of any of those expenditures. You go up there and just close them off with all the birds that they have, because birds got nowhere else to go.
So we'll have to put some like screens around the braces where they're
And they're nesting,
Yeah.
when they're sitting up, yeah. I would like to have that done, but it might take another, get that done in the spring next about it, possibly with aluminum benching with expandable backs added at a later date. So they have the backrests, but
Do you want to put that project on for 19?
yeah.
But can we do the, widen the handicap area first?
Whatever ADA needs to be is first. But also, not so much the seating is a huge priority. It's the steps to get to the seating. And there's not so much coming up the bottom entryway. It's once you get up to the seating, it's very difficult. And maybe some handrails and stuff like that. Because it's not very, we have a lot more people go to the rodeo and go to these functions if they could actually climb the stairs. You know, grandma, grandpa, and guys like me, I'm having a hard time.
Well, it even has that bottom piece where I think at one point there was bleachers down there. Where they were to step up, how to get up, I think there were bleachers right there. We can put some people have to sit down there, but then just sitting on the cement.
And it hasn't been in my lifetime, and I'm old.
Well, maybe we can find someone just a little bit older and tell us if we're there.
So I think we're in a good place with the fairgrounds. I'm very proud of what's been accomplished this year. Kenny, Bill, and everybody has pitched in to get this accomplished, and the 4-H'ers and the little britches, and everybody's been very excited with the money we spent out there, and just keep moving forward. So, thank you, Kenny.
Basically, next year we're gonna pick up the rest of the ADA and then see where we're at.
See where we're at. I think the ADA needs to be priority before, splintering your butt.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kenny. Thanks, Phil.
Thanks. What was the next?
IT, I think Kim has that.
I don't like that.
Bill, did you have anything to add to this?
You never tell me.
What's this?
No, I mean to what we just discussed.
No, I talked with Kenny about security, he said the call center or something, put in some of the security systems, so make some contacts and try and get a bid put together if that's the direction the board wants to go, and I think that is correct.
Yeah, we need to make sure this stuff stops, and if it does, then we can get them found and prosecuted.
Who's doing this one?
Well, we're just gonna talk about IT. We're gonna talk about how she spoke with, or she spoke with Josh.
Yeah, I spoke with Josh, which I had last week, and I sent you all an email about it. He still hasn't gotten me a firm number of hours, but it's anywhere between 110 and 137 that he owes us. So I don't know what route you want to take, but probably need to be thinking about what we're going to do in the future.
So what is anybody's thoughts? Do we like what's happening? Do we need to improve on what's happening? What do we need?
I think we need an IT person that's going to be here when we need them, and not have us drive our own server to Wanda and wait all day for a phone call back. I think, and I'm not trying to smash Triad, but I just think we need somebody that's here. We find ourselves a lot calling Hayden or Rob, just because Josh isn't available.
And that contract that we had with Triad is pay up front.
It wasn't even a contract, I think it was just an agreement that we paid him, we prepaid him for services. And
We bought like 200 hours, right, I think was, and then the next year we wanted to sell us another 200 hours and we had 199 left.
and
And what we got
these
now?
hours have lingered
And
on.
those hours, and the service he has is for the entire elected officials, all of our offices. Where does it include, the health department?
No.
Where does it?
No, the sheriff's office don't even use Josh.
It's just
We
this,
just-
it's
just
just
the
this
courthouse.
house. And then he'll help Road and Bridge for our accounting software. He'll help out.
Okay,
with
so if we have a
But
hiccup
he's not
waiting
very
for him to provide services, and then you've been on the phone, yesterday I talked to him, come on back up. You were on the phone with him and he was working through issues.
Yeah, I'm on the phone almost daily with Triad. When the server went downstairs, a lot of my data for our web server, our GIS, our photos, our deeds are stored and housed and are driven off of that server. We're still, as a matter of fact, today I just got off the phone with Josh about 2 hours ago trying to get some. When they replace drives like that, it blows up everything, and then we have to go rebuild all those connections. Or so I've been told. I'm not an IT person, I'm just the county assessor. So I just spent hours and hours, and I just keep hounding and hounding and hounding till we need to do what we need to do and get it up and going. Problem?
No, I was just saying, Rob, I'm saying if you want to chime in about the driver.
Well, you're talking about the issue that I came in for?
Yes.
You need
Do you want to come up to the podium?
Rob Jenkins, principal for EdgeTech, an IT managed service provider in Trinidad. So you're talking about the issue that I did come in for?
When I think the driver died, is that what it was, or one of the drives
There's
died?
a failed drive in the raid, and that should not cause that problem.
Which I understand, but somehow it did, or what I'm being told from Tyler or from Triad, so I'm kind of stuck in the middle. Like I said, I'm not an IT person, I'm just trying to get my strings tied back together and connected so we can function.
So a RAID, you should be able to have the drive fail, and then you just plug another one in, and it rebuilds the RAID. So I don't have a lot of information either, but that's how a RAID should work.
I have a hard enough time turning on my TV. When you say a driver, what is exactly, how many drivers are on that system downstairs?
This is a hard drive. I think there's 6 drives on there.
And who do they belong to? How does it, is it all just one big supercomputer that we have all these drives on?
Because that's one server,
This
correct?
is one server.
Yes, we have 2 servers downstairs.
Yeah.
One is phone, one is computers.
Isn't one your Tyler
Well,
server?
one is the accounting and.
One's a
I got
computer
email.
exchange server, but
Probably email.
I haven't been able to get into the servers at all, so I don't know for sure.
Yeah, because like I said, Triad has all our passwords, so he hasn't really been in.
Okay, so you don't have a password, so you couldn't have gone in there and.
No, I just came in to see what the beeping was, and we could kind of tell it was a drive fail, so we called Josh, and
He actually promoted in.
Yeah.
And then he stayed because our phones died.
So I got
And
the
he helped
phones
us,
back up.
he helped us with our phone system.
What was your name?
Rob Jenkins.
Related to Charlie?
What's that?
You related to Charlie?
Not that I know
He's a country artist out of Nashville.
So what are you saying that we need? We need somebody here.
We need someone local, so we can have them on call, or?
Well, I'll tell you, if we try to call like Tyler or someone, they're like, well, give me your IT person. You know what we have to say? We're it, and we're not IT people. So,
of. I think you guys need a more proactive
yes.
approach.
Yes, we do.
Because right now it's break fix, something breaks, everybody freaks out, and you call somebody. What would be ideal is somebody that's constantly looking at systems, making sure they're in good health so nothing breaks. Because the real cost is loss of productivity.
Exactly. Like last week, like when we had our meeting, I spent 3 days updating systems, so loading new programs, new Java, everything, because we don't have an in-house IT. I am the equivalent for this floor. So, like I said, that was 3 days out of my office, the treasurer's office, making sure we weren't going to break anything with the clerk's office, just to get Tyler up and going so we could do our update that went in last night. Because I've been around here long enough, when we go through IT changes and we get server changes and we get upgrades, because my server, like you saw in my office, I have 3 servers in my office. That is all Tyler, that is my assessment domain, and that is the clerk's domain. Well, Josh was kind of tying this all together to communicate downstairs, and when we have things happen, I get completely blown out of the water. GIS dies, our internet dies, my web server's gone, and then I spend 2 weeks on the phone trying to put this all together, and I know about this much when it comes to IT.
Yeah, so when you're looking at IT costs, we need to look at loss of productivity as a cost as well, because it sounds like that's pretty considerable.
I'd like to try to budget for something, if that's possible. You know, we'll have to see how far, our funds go, but I'd like to budget for something, some kind of service for IT, if that's okay. Can I try to squeeze it in there this year?
I don't have any clue what it's gonna cost.
No, but,
Mr. Jenkins, is this your field of is this your world?
we brought something to you a couple of months
IT,
ago.
yes.
Do you remember that? We actually brought, asking for $27,000 to have him run the whole entire courthouse for every employee.
And we were still undetermined whether we
But
had
we just
how
didn't
to
budget
try.
for it. That's why we had to table it, because we didn't budget for it this year.
Are you familiar with Tyler systems? The Tyler system that they were talking about?
I haven't worked with it specifically, but I've worked with tons and tons and tons of applications, and really just comes down to how the back-end stuff works, databases, networking, and stuff like that, so.
Most of Tyler is Oracle.
Okay.
How many other local entities do you work with on this type of basis? Is there
Oracle?
Are you new to the area? Are you just starting off?
I've been here for a couple of years, so I run all COG systems, Century
You
City.
take care of COG?
Yeah.
I'm on that board.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they got the grant to rebuild their entire IT infrastructure, and I did all that.
So you're the
I'm the guy.
It's working good.
So while you're up there, if you want to talk about our phone system, since you're there.
Sure, yeah, I'm not a phone guy, but I did refer. What's that?
Go ahead, go to the phones.
I'm not a phone guy, but I did refer a phone guy, Steve Schulte, who also did COG's phone system up there. We came and checked it out yesterday and counted 45 phones in addition to a couple of fax lines. He's going to propose probably a digital phone system that will reuse the existing wiring in the building just to make it most cost effective. So I don't know a whole lot else about what he's going to propose, but it looks like we can reuse the wiring, and the system will be brand new. It'll be a lot easier to administer. The biggest thing, I think, your system goes down every now and then from what I hear, but the biggest thing is just productivity because it's not programmed correctly. One of those offices we were in, somebody was saying that they have to kind of listen to which phone was ringing. And
Right, let's get the ringtone or whatever, to know if it's either their phone or if it's Bobby's phone. So the extension office and Bobby, it rings for all 3 of them.
Plus, a lot of our voicemails and stuff, we don't know how to get into the main voicemails of like the admin office. We don't know how to get in there and change it.
We still have a voicemail that says we're on 30 hours. We have Kathy's voice.
Because we don't know how to get
Well, Peach's office has Bernard Gonzalez.
Right.
Yeah.
So we don't know how to get into, the phone in the admin office is the main phone, but we don't know how to work it.
We have a lot of old antiquated phone systems, and when you call out, when my office is trying to call taxpayers, it comes up unknown, which is great.
So he could fix that.
Yeah, we did.
So it's not
And
unavailable.
the other thing we have is, we're first in the phone book, county assessor. So we are the clearinghouse for the entire courthouse. We get DMV, we get courts, we get everything. If we could actually have one line coming in where you press 1 for admin, 2 for clerk, 3 for assessor, something like that, because my staff, over half of the phone calls we have to direct to another office because we're the first one they hit in the phone book, and so it's loss of productivity. We're operators.
Question I have for you, Mr. Jenkins, is, and possibly for you as well, Christy, if we were to budget for this coming next year, wouldn't we have to go out to bid for the best price from an IT company, whether it's local, track, public, premium, before we can award that?
I think we should ask our attorney, because I think if it's a contract services, do we need to do that now?
And do we have that with
Because I thought we
trash?
spoke to Dixie about this last time.
Contract services are in the trash.
So this sort of,
Contract
I don't know.
We get the bid everything out.
I think we'd have to go out to bid.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
We have our trash service.
That's fine, if it's a service, yeah, we probably, I'm saying, it won't hurt to do that. But if
So
we
just
budget for
Keep
it,
in mind that you might be out to bid and it'd be, best price, but best price ain't always the best avenue.
correct.
Yeah, I can tell you I'm probably not gonna be the lowest price in town, but I provide far greater value than people get.
Well, we also have a provision that we can stick with local businesses within a 5%.
We also usually do want local, we don't want somebody traveling, because then that's costly, it's
Well,
timely.
Well, you
When
can,
you want
you can
somebody-
put that into the bid,
Yeah.
and it has to be somebody local.
Okay.
Yeah, if not, I'll be driving servers back to Lahana.
Exactly, exactly.
He also, I think when he did say about remote, he can do a lot of it remotely also too, if, I'm saying, because he monitored, I think from what you had said, he's monitoring.
There'll be 24/7 monitoring,
See.
everything gets patched weekly, and I monitor all that, I provide your antivirus, I monitor the antivirus, backups, I monitor backups all the time, so.
Our emails would improve over our phone.
What's that?
Our emails, right now, we can't get emails over the weekends, most of the time.
Certainly do that, yeah, I'll provide your email address as Office 365, so there's a ton of value in there.
I don't get my emails from Los Angeles County until the next day.
I don't get them until I come back to work sometimes on Monday. That's why I use my government account a lot.
In fact, Louise, I just sent out a phishing simulation to COG, you probably got that email. So security training and stuff like that, I'm constantly doing as well to try to keep the users informed and the environment secure, documentation, semi-annual security audits as well. So lots of stuff.
Audits, like audits.
Now, my next question is, if we transition to an IT, there's so many passwords and so many connections to each server, and now the whole county offices are on Tyler, so we each have unique IP addresses, unique data restrictions, things of that nature that I'm assuming Josh has
They're
all
all
of.
being held hostage.
Well, and whatever they are, I mean, it was like our website, how long did it take us to get that poor thing?
Well, we'll have to decide, because even though there's hours out there, we have to decide what to do about that. Because he keeps, I think, holding us hostage a little bit to say that we have more hours, when I really think that he just doesn't mark them down.
You know, and I guess that's the way I look at it, is that money was paid 2 or 3 years ago. If we're not getting what we need to, we don't just stay with somebody, so we get that hours used up. At some point, maybe you just walk away and say, thanks, appreciate it.
We also want to make, like, stay on good terms, because he has all our passwords at this moment.
Well, and that's
And
my
whatever new IT comes in, that person will have to work with them, so we want to make sure.
Well, and he owes us 110 to 130 hours, and that could be the
He
thing.
can work with the
And that's my
IT person
concern
closely
is
out.
we transition because I've been in this mode before and we are cut off, and then it takes months to get us back and our data back out there, because in my office we are very public. All of my information is out there to the public. So however they built it in the back door to get our web stuff, our GIS stuff out there, I don't need that crashing again.
What protocol in your field, this IT world, does it do when you switch over from one company to another? What is the standard
It's
operating?
extremely common, so it's an offboarding process where you provide the other company with passwords, probably change some passwords that happen to be proprietary, provide whatever documentation you have. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Sometimes some companies can get a little hurt and they're not very cooperative, but
Nice
usually it's
letter
not a
from
big
an
deal.
attorney who will change their mind.
Yeah,
Because I'm sure my office, the clerk's office, and I don't know about the treasurer, but my office and the clerk's, Josh has set up a lot of pathways per se to get that documentation out there, such as deeds, recordings, all of my data that has to be public knowledge out there. And I just don't, it's just too much when it crashes. We're down for quite some time and trying to get that back up and going. So I just want to do as much preparatory and have preparation done before we start swapping and switching. Because it'd be great to have call you and say, hey, this blew up. You want to come sit in my office and fix it?
sure.
Well, I
Yeah,
think-
so, I mean, once I got passwords, I've done a ton of these, worked with other companies as well as EdgeTech. Just get the passwords, then do a full network discovery. So I'd be building full network documentation, network diagram, IP schemes, I mean, all that stuff. And from
Which-
that point, I can see where everything goes, how it all connects.
Right. Because Tyler, because they're always like, well, where's your IT? Where's your IT? I'm like, I'm your Huckleberry, and this is the best you're getting, so.
I think that's a good time to start addressing this issue before we get to the first of the year. Budget for it, put
It'll
it
take
out to
some time to
bid.
get some specs and some bids together.
Yeah, we just we can't come January 1st, like, gosh, now.
Well, once I get, starting on the proposed, we'll start and we'll see what we have.
We also have to keep in the back of our mind the loss of $783,000 to Gallagher next year.
And we won't know that until after January 1.
Because it's gonna go from 7.2 to 6.1 on our.
Shooting in the dark.
It's estimated, sorry, it's estimated right now that the state's outlook is we're going to go from 7.2 residential assessment rate to 6.11. But we won't know until the lovely folks under the Gold Dome compile all their statistics and we get that. Hopefully, I can tell you there is a group of assessors who have banded together. We've created a board for the group that's looking at Gallagher right now, just more of a sounding board and give them some direction. So we're hoping to hopefully be able to maintain it and hold it at 7.2 because we have done that in the past. The res rate has stalled for a couple of years, but the anticipated growth from Denver Metro up is going to be very impactful to the smaller counties.
So we're not
In the past, how close were those estimates?
They've been very close. They've been very close, but this is a re-election year, so a lot sometimes gets stalled depending on elections. So it's out there, it's something looming, but I wouldn't.
So Jody, we're not going to know anything until January. So if we budget the incorrect amount and they lower it, are we?
We will. We're working on our abstract, but we will know what we're going to collect as of January 1 next year. The Gallagher rate would affect for the year of 2019 payable in 2020.
Okay.
Well, having said that, I think we have some good things to look forward to and bad things to look forward to. It's nice to know, I don't know how many, you're located here in Trinidad, right?
Yes, sir.
I don't know how many other computer IT companies are here.
I'm sure he's gonna tell us none.
Not like this.
And you're probably going to want to talk to the other elected officials too to see what their IT needs are, because I don't know with Peach doing the whole state conversion now, how that affects what goes on with their. I know Donna's been looking, they're trying to get towards auto pay.
Maybe we can talk about it when we do our work session.
Next Tuesday, can you add that to the agenda?
Phone system? Phone or IT?
Both.
And both.
That way they can give you their ideas and opinions.
And if you want to come back, if you're available next week, we're having this at 9 a.m. Leave your input, or if you want to just bring a presentation or some sort of whatever paperwork about your company.
Will we have it from the phone guy by then?
He said
He said end of week, so yeah, we should
He
have
said
something.
I think
before,
Oh,
so we
can
can
get on.
14th. He said the 15th or 16th or something. I thought he sent some around there because we had to have it the week before. So I kind of have an idea about the phones. And then as far as IT,
We don't want him to bring this.
I'll just have to
we don't want him to
see about
Yeah,
budgeting
you're
close to what we had talked about.
We'd have to wait until we put out the bid for a presentation from you. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I misspoke.
Okay.
But if you want to come and give insight, you're welcome to do that, just like you did today,
Okay.
for the other elected officials that are here.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Jenkins.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Rob.
You're welcome.
Be in touch.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
anything else you all want to complain about?
Getting started.
Yeah, I guess we're done.
Because those kind of decisions.
Oh, do we have papers assigned downstairs? Paula?
Miss Paula, did you see what we set that last week?
Did I not send it to you?
Well, I got an email in the mail.
Yes, I sent it registered or certified.